There we go. Now we can actually use our .read command, and as you can see from the albums table. And for the second one, we are selecting everything from album tracks where the album ID equates to 105. So let's take a look here. Here we have the correct spacing for the width as I counted each column and made it look organized. We have the album ID as 105 and everything else in that column. And for the next one, we have album ID, track number, album tracks, and the recording ID, and the song ID of the recordings. So these 4 columns here. And so that is done right here. And this this joins the song ID to the key, the 105 key, the foreign key. All right, let's move on. Now we're going to add the title column here. So that is done for us in the text editor. And so we are selecting the album ID. Here, let's take a look. We're selecting album ID, track number, recording ID from album tracks, song ID from recordings, and the title from compositions. And this is done. This is able to be done because of these pointers. We can see that recording ID points to the recording ID in recordings, and we can access song ID from there, and song ID points to the song ID in compositions, and then we can access the title from there. That's also what we do in problem 3 to display the titles, the title column. All right, let's take a look at this next one where we clean it up. Simply, we just clean it up and just only include the 3 columns after including it here. And so for the last problem, problem 3, we have the same mechanism, except we have playlist tracks incorporated now, which points to recording ID in recordings. And from there we can access song ID, and then song ID points to compositions, song ID, where we can access the title. And so if we take a look here, we want it to look like this. And you can see that we actually have done that with this piece of code here. So I set the width by counting each margin, and then I select the user tab, right? The playlist name tab column, and also the title. And the title comes from composition, right? Compositions. And so we say that from our current table, playlist tracks, we join recordings on the recording ID of our playlist tracks table, and we actually join it with the recording ID from recordings. And this way we can access the song ID, which leads us to the song ID in compositions, where we can access the title. And so we're doing that here in the last line, where we equate it to song. We equate song ID from recordings to the compositions, and from there, since the compositions is here, we can include. This is for it to line up and match with the correct song ID. All right, that's it for today. Have a good day.